It's not a secret that in the corporate world, and I want to say society in general, women, particularly Black women, often face unique challenges. It's never been more important for us to empower ourselves and be resilient. You need to show up for yourself because at the end of the day, no one's ever gonna advocate for you the way you would advocate for yourself. This video is a mini guide to showing up for yourself in your career. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Nicole Nyasha and I share career and personal development type of content. I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel and stick around for more videos. First thing you're gonna need to do is know your worth. Obviously, you're worth a lot. You're worth far more than rubies. But when it comes to work, you need to recognize the value you bring to a room. Your skills, your expertise, and a really good one that most people don't typically value is your unique POV. You have a different mind and see things differently from the next person. That is a value you bring. You need to get to a point where you understand that your unique expertise and contributions are actually invaluable assets to any organization. Don't underestimate your value or settle for less than the standard. If you're wondering how do you actually get to that, a good place to start is to take pride in your accomplishments. At any given point in time, you need to have a folder on your computer where you're tracking what you're working on, the projects you have going on, your wins, learnings, development plans. Learn how to document things and stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. Keeping track of some of these things will empower you to assert the value you're bringing, and when you understand that, no one's going to write over you. Prioritize self-care practices that nourish your mind, your body, and your spirit. Prioritizing self-care will make you a better person, which will then help you better navigate the challenges that come with the corporate world. Whether you're a girlfriend, a mom, a wife, a lot of girls have a corporate job and something else going on in their lives. We really do the most, and so we need to find a way to balance it all out so that we're not burning out. Figure out what makes you feel good, relaxed, happy, and prioritize it. I love getting my hair done, and by that I mean going to the salon, getting a good wash, a scalp massage, and having someone else cater to my hair. I love it. It makes me feel so good. And on the flip side, I do not like doing my own hair at home. It's easier on my pockets, but I found that I used to complain throughout the entire process. It used to give me so much anxiety. And so I just got to a point where I said I have to add getting my hair done to my budget because I need at least one salon visit per month. The point is find something that calms, relaxes you, and make it a priority. I think it's also important to mention that self-care is not just like doing things like, going for a massage, going to get your hair done. For you, self-care could mean resting, sleeping early, maybe spending an extra 10 minutes sitting in your car in silence before going into your house when you get home. It could mean just doing nothing. I think you get the point. If you don't take care of yourself, it's going to be hard for you to fully show up and do what you need to do at work. One of the things I've heard a lot from speaking to the girls is that it can be lonely out there. And I agree because I've experienced that as well. And that's why it's so important to build a support network. You need to surround yourself with allies, mentors, peers, sponsors who are going to uplift and empower you. This is the dream team that will help propel you forward. Allies are people that ideally are in your organization already and that are not necessarily your direct boss or peers. Could be stakeholders you work with in other departments, other teams that you know that if a situation presents itself, they'll always say something good about you. They will always have your back. Then you need mentors. These can be in or even outside of your organization. These are people who ideally have walked the path you're trying to get to and will act as a guide to get you where you need to be. They'll push you out of the comfort zone and sometimes you might not like them. And then in some instances, you might need a sponsor, somebody to actively promote your growth, provide you access to opportunities, and truly be an advocate for you in your advancement journey. So ideally, this should be somebody in your organization. Then you need peers, and like the word suggests, these are colleagues that are probably the same level as you, and these can be at your job or in other companies. Both are important. We spend a lot of time at work and you need to make some friends or at least close associates or else work is going to be horrible. I'm blessed to have peers at work that I genuinely like and enjoy spending time with, and I don't take that for granted. Then I also have peers in other organizations. We discuss salaries, career progression, ideas, and just help each other progress. It's always easier to have certain discussions with friends in other organizations because it's less sensitive. Like, I can discuss salary with a friend in a different company, but it would be really awkward to discuss that with somebody that I work with, because what if they're making more money than me, or if I'm making more money than them and we're doing the same job? One of the best ways to show up for yourself is to build a support network. Depending on where you are in your career, you might also consider becoming a mentor to somebody. So, volunteering a few hours a week to support and provide guidance to the younger you, you can never go wrong with giving back. Be presentable. I think there are two schools of thought here. Those that think looks are important and will never be caught looking, unfresh, and then those that couldn't care less as long as they're doing their job, all is good. I think the way you physically present yourself matters. You need to put some sort of effort, especially if you work in a more relaxed environment. Where I work, the policy is dress for your day. So for the most part, people are in smart casual, and a lot of times people look very relaxed. While I love it, I think the problem is sometimes it's easy to get carried away and become too laid back to a point where you no longer put any effort in the way you look. One of my favorite things to do this year has been getting eyelash extensions. This is another beauty service I'm okay paying for because it helps me feel put together without necessarily putting any effort. When you present well, it contributes to your personal brand. Sometimes we lie to ourselves and we're like, oh, it doesn't matter what people think of me. I hate to break it down to you, but when it comes to the corporate world, it does matter what people think about you. What people think about you is what will get you ahead. Work on your personal integrity. I learned this concept from prophetess Tiffany Montgomery, and her thing was, I'm paraphrasing by the way, you have to get to a point where you do what you say you will do. If your job requires you to do something or perform a certain task, you're going to do it. And so if you say you're going to do something for yourself, do it. A lot of people set goals at the start of the year. You probably set career goals for yourself, follow through with them for a couple of weeks. We're now a couple of months into the year, and some people have forgotten about these goals. Don't be one of those people. Show up for yourself. Be good at what you do and excel at your job. If you're away from work for a few weeks, would your absence be felt? Be so good at your job that people will notice it if you aren't there. Excelling in your work will help you build a positive reputation, and that competence can lead you to getting more opportunities. That's one reason. Another reason is job security. In this employer market, being proficient in your job will make you indispensable. I mean, ultimately, only God can guarantee that, but being good at what you do will give you an edge. It also gives you a sense of personal fulfillment and pride. You can confidently say that I am that girl, and that can boost your morale. Another important way to show up for yourself is to stay relevant. You have to keep yourself updated with what's going on in the industry and don't get left behind. Upskill if it's required. And I mean required. I hate it when people take courses just for the sake of it, but obviously, if required, do what you need to do. Track your transferable skills. Add it to that folder that we spoke about at the beginning of the video. Just make sure that you're on a continuous learning journey. Sometimes this can look like reading a book. This year I'm doing a 1 book a month challenge. I fell off over the past 2 years, sadly, but I want to get back to it, and so far I am on track. I just picked areas that I want to do better in, and I started reading based on that. So staying relevant could also mean watching tutorials on YouTube, volunteering to work on projects that don't necessarily support your core work, just for the aspect of learning. There's so many things that you can do. And that's it for this video. You need to show up for yourself, because at the end of the day, only you can blow your trumpet the way you would. No one's ever gonna advocate for you the way you would advocate for yourself. Let me know in the comments what are the ways you think would be helpful for somebody that's trying to show up for themselves at work. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, be sure to do so, and I will catch you in the next video.